So I changed like my camera lens a little bit so we could actually maybe see like a little bit more because I didn't realize it was like zoomed in on my face. I'm not sure if anyone wants that, but like whatever. So, all right, so we were talking about deterrence theory. And so we come up with the Shistari Beccaria. He comes in. He's like, hey, we have all these problems. You know, we come in with this assumption that people are going to avoid painful consequences, and move for something like more pleasurable, right? So whatever those pleasures are, and that's usually to avoid pain, right? So, you know, we have like a little bit of a consequence here. You know what, I'm gonna change this really. Can I change this right here? Yeah, you got a great view of my apartment. Yes, this is what we want. Yeah, you have live behind the cut takes of like what goes on, right? You see I'm magically changing stuff. Anyway, so Beccaria is coming through, and he makes this claim that you know, what we really need here, we would maybe have less crime, right, if we believed that, you know, people knew what was going to happen if they got caught, right? Because right now it's a mystery, right? And when you have like a mystery, sometimes they're fun to find out, right? Like you like go and doing puzzles, like you want to go to you know, an escape room or something like that. Those are fun kind of stuff. But like if you don't know what is or what is not a crime, or what is and what is not like a punishment or something that's going to happen to you, you know, you create this problem where people don't really trust you, they don't believe you, they have like a lack of faith in the legitimacy of the government, and we have like this like 1984 situation, right? So he makes this comment that what he needs to do is go through and like the parliament or the government needs to make a series of laws. They're going to make a series of punishments, outline what is exactly against the law, define it, communicate it, and then you know, create all the laws, right? We're going to also come up with the idea that instead of having judges create laws, right, because that's not really their job. Their job, though, should be to interpret the laws, right? Find out whether or not a crime was committed, and then recommend the appropriate punishment based off of what an established law is, right? So what ends up happening is that there's this resurgence of government in that they become more responsible for committing crime, or outlawing crime, making it you know, more of a problem, communicating it to other people, and restricting the power of judges so we don't have people like dangling in chains, right, or like they're hanging in prison for a long time, right? So the way that ended up happening is that he makes all this. This is a widely popular idea. It ends up spreading throughout a lot of Europe and Western Europe and things like that around the country because it was so revolutionary. It was like the idea is like, maybe we should write down what we don't like, and then maybe we should tell like what happens to you if you do that, and people will commit less crime. It was something that like shocked people. Like they had never thought of that, had never been discussed as an idea before, and it was really seen as like groundbreaking, right? So that's a lot of the reasons why we have like laws today, right? So so he comes up with like these three core ideas then, right? Is that in order to, you know, really get any teeth, in order to prevent crime, right, you know, you really have to create a kind of punishment or the threat of a punishment, right? And so, you know, like if you think about this for a second, like if you were a kid, if you were like a parent or something like that, or perhaps that you were a dog owner and you're training your puppy or something like that, you know, what you're really trying to do is show that behavior is consequential, right? Now, consequences can come in different ways. So it can be both positive or negative, right? Like if I put in like a lot of hard work and effort into my degree, positive consequences that I get my grade, right? Or if you were one of those kids growing up, I was not one of these kids, but that you like went to school and your parents gave you like money if you got like an A or something like that. I always hate like those kids like growing up always bothered me because like I asked my parents about it, and they were like, no, that's like what you're supposed to do. So no, we're not going to pay you for what you're supposed to do. Which is weird because like that's the same thing that we're supposed to do like now, like growing up, right? Is that we get paid for like our jobs. I don't know. It seems strange to me. It doesn't work. Anyway, I digress. The point being, right, is that you want to demonstrate consequences and make sure that these consequences have teeth, that people know about them, and that they're certainly going to happen, right? And so the core idea then is that in order to create a good crime, right, it has to be just, right? It has to be proportionate to the harm that was committed. So like if you did something that was really bad, right, then that's like a problem. But if you did something that's kind of so-so, maybe not as bad of a punishment. And he said that punishment has to come in a few different ways. So the first one is that the punishment has to be certain, right? So you have to be sure that you're going to get punished. Second is celerity. And so the speed of your punishment has to be relatively quick after it happened, otherwise it's not really a deterrent at all. And the third is severity, so the harshness of punishment. So we'll spend some time in the next video unpacking those a little bit more, but just want to kind of introduce these ideas right now.